to the best show on Friday nights.
Fumble a bag, now I when I fumble a bag. Fumble a bag, now I when I fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes.
Your hosts for the evening: Molly Dorst, Jim Beard, and Lefty the Video Jedi.
Welcome, everyone.
Wow.
It's Friday Night Live, the best place on the internet, and clearly the guys have left me, so you got me, and, well, I brought this handsome man over. So this is the one and only Jeff the Funnel Doc.
What's up?
Heck yeah.
Who
You
made
do
your
it.
intro? It's cool. Who's the intro?
I did.
That's cool. It's a good little intro.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a little snappy. I started feeling like I had to do a little dance or something. I was like, what's up?
Our old intro used to be a lot longer, and I got so much more dance time in, but
You can't nowadays. People like even bumpers on YouTube videos have gone away. You can't do any of that stuff anymore. People get mad.
I'm still doing it. Like, take that, people.
I mean, but I can't blame it because I'll sometimes binge on some YouTube, and if they have those, I'm like, okay, I've seen your intro 47 times now. I don't need to watch it again. Even if it's 5 seconds times 47, you now stolen like 10 minutes of my life I can't get back.
Oh, that's why I try and keep the intro fun. So
Right?
you want
Well, that
to
was fun. I'll give you that. That was fun. That was definitely fun.
Well, okay. So I need to hear your response.
Okay.
We've had this ongoing conversation over the last couple of years here about short form content and attention spans.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't tell you the story until after I ask the question. Do you think a 3-second short or a 60-second short will perform better?
What does perform better mean? That's the
Any
question
sort
we
of-
have to ask. Are you trying to move them to take action, or what is the?
All right, of course. So, guys, this is why I brought the funnel doc in, because he can't just answer my questions on a
No.
very superficial level.
No.
He has to go deeper. He has
data.
to understand the root of the problem.
Right.
Okay. So I will add to the conversation then that previously everyone was saying that 60-second shorts are the way to be. You got to pack in as much content as possible. And then I was told that the best performing short ever at that point was only 3 seconds long, like the old Vines. And so I went out and I tested that. I spent a year testing it. And yeah, the shorter, the better in terms of
Views.
view count
Right.
and comments. But bupkis when it comes to creating any other sort of action.
That would be my take. In my experience, shorter form will get the click and will get people to watch and even comment, and it can be good because it can be short and chop right to them, you know. But if you want people to actually take action, we were talking about earlier, there needs to be a emotional shift for people to want to take action.
Absolutely. Okay, you're the funnel doc. Why do they call you the funnel doc?
I made that up. 1 year I was I used to be a medic. I was special forces medic with Marines, and I was like, if your funnels are sick, you bring them to the funnel doc. He'll make them better. That's what was my original thought.
Yep.
That was the thought behind it, because I was running my agency, and I'm like, okay. Since then, I've never really liked bandaging people's funnels. Would rather just scrap them and go from scrap. Because here's the deal: I've tried this. We're way off topic on why I'm called the funnel doc. But anyway, I found, because people they used to do that. They're like, "Hey, come in. We'll give you like $5,000, fix our funnels." And it's a lot harder because you're putting multiple round pegs in square holes. You know what I mean? There's not like. You're coming in, you're trying like, okay, how can I make this work and still in this ecosystem? When it's just better just to scrap it, especially when it comes to building a funnel which has like a marketing message and a customer journey behind it. There's a reason a lot of times why that funnel is not performing. It's not just a bad headline or a button color or whatever else thing, and there's usually a lot more to it than that. So but anyway, so that was the original thought, was during Funnel Hacking Live 2018. I want to say 2018 or 19. 19. We're going to say 19. 2019. I have to double check these stats. This has been, it's been a while now. I can't remember which one. I want to say it was 2019 when I got my second 2 award. I got my first one 2018, second 2019. And it was really funny too, because I didn't know what people were going to say, like, oh, it's so Funnel Doc, that sort of sounds, but I'm about to go out and 5,000 people at Funnel Hacking Live, the big 6-foot tall dude wearing a white lab coat, it's like, it's not like I'm going to hide behind anything. Who's this freak over there? And all dancing around, standing on chairs and stuff. Back in the day at Funnel Hacking Live, when all of us used to come in and early access, everybody be dancing in the chairs, stand up, and everybody rush in and stuff like that. So yeah, it was good times. But that's where the Funnel Doc came from. I was like, you know what? Your funnels are sick. You bring them to the Funnel Doc. He'll make them better. What's up, Mark? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Long time. It's great seeing you at Funnel Hacking Live, brother.
We love Mark.
Mark's
we are Team Mark.
Yeah, for sure. But so yeah, and then it's funny since then. I mean, I've got the tattoo, which has really branded me well too, and served me, as far as that. It was, I did it very impulsively. For those who don't know, I got this Funnel Hacker. This is a real tattoo. Way back April 4th, 2016, before I ever got my first 2 when I read .com Secrets, I was all in. I was a website guy. I was this guy who whenever I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, but I always have ideas on businesses. And I loved, even back in the day when I was like in my early 20s and stuff, every time I'd have an idea, I'm making a website for it. I'd go and I'd build, I'd go to GoDaddy or whatever. I'd build out the whole website. I loved it back in the day. And then when I was learning marketing for Bedros Keuilian, and he introduced .com Secrets to me by this dude, Russell Brunson. He's like, you got to read the book. And I'm like, well, if your mentor tells you to read it, you got to read it. And I read it. And I was just like, when Neo saw The Matrix for the first time, I was like, webinars, upsells. Like funnels are the future. Websites are dead. That was really the key that got me more than anything else was Russell's pitch. Websites are dead, funnels are the future. Because for me, being a website guy and always wanting to make one from a business, I was like, he's right. He's like, this is really, websites have evolved into funnels. And that's when I really saw it. I was like, you know what? Funnels are the future. Websites are dead. This is the new way. I'm going all in, got the tattoo. And it's so funny too, because I had a Facebook memory that came up and I didn't realize I was this freaking bold. But there's just one sentence I put out. I don't know the exact date. It popped up like a year ago. It's like, Russell Brunson, learn my name. And I tagged Russell in it. And I couldn't believe it when it popped up on Facebook. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I was so brazen to actually say that. And then I like to still manifest to be able to have, I mean, that's pretty crazy if you think about it, actually. Not even just the boldness of it, but then the fruition of what has happened is pretty crazy. Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, so that was the story of where the Funnel Doc came about. And as far I sort of lost train. I that threw me off right there. I just thought about that. I was like,
that's the power of manifestation.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty wild. I mean, that's really sort of hitting me a little bit right now. It's a little wild to think that, the tattoo's one thing, but to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to call out Russell Brunson and tell him to learn my name. I mean, anyway. So, yeah.
Good to see how that has changed your life so much.
Oh, so much. That's where I was going with it. I got off on a tangent there, but people with the branding, with Funnel Doc, I have people come up that literally will be like, oh, you're the guy with the tattoo. I don't know your name. You're that Funnel Doc dude. And they want, oh, can I get a picture or whatever? I'll be like, sure. But yeah, I have people all the time that Funnel Doc, which has been an amazing thing. It's been one of the best branding choices I've ever done. And yeah, I love it. It's great. So that was
okay. So we go from websites. We meet Russell Brunson's world.
Yeah.
We fall in love with funnels and everything funnels. So now we're talking the intersection of AI and funnels.
Sure.
So my big question is AI going to kill funnels? But before we get there, I need to give you my rationale behind this. So
Oh, okay.
rationale number one, we have like graphic design editors like Canva and all of that, where you can just type on in, it's integrated with AI. You can have whatever design, whatever template you want. You can add in new things to your images. It's wonderful. AI integrated into Photoshop. Oh my goodness. I can now create entire scenes.
Did you see
for
the
those-
Adobe releases that came out yesterday? Okay,
No,
so that's
not yet.
Oh, you
Not
haven't.
yet. No,
Oh,
I've
the
been
stuff
playing with the
Adobe
old.
came out with yesterday is crazy. You can literally move images around, move them around. It'll autofill behind. Like, so if you had two people, it showed two people stacked. It's like you could grab the first person, move it over, and whatever was behind it autofills it with AI now. And you could do
Oh.
like, it showed this one on video. On video, this is crazy. So the guy's walking, and he's got a shirt. They highlight right here, and they go, oh, they type in tie in the AI generative field. It makes a tie. You don't realize it's a video. They hit play, and all of a sudden the guy starts walking, and he's got the tie on there. It's crazy, the stuff that just came out yesterday with Adobe. Just
Oh my
dropped like
goodness.
8 different AI interfaces into all their different Illustrator. You can do all types of generative field type. It's crazy. Sorry, I didn't mean
I've been playing with like the AI
Oh.
betas, like in
Mhm.
Photoshop beta and all of that. I cannot wait to. This is what I'm
I don't
gonna
even
do
use it. This is
tonight.
how exciting. I don't even use that. I have editors, people that do it, for me. But I was like, I almost went and signed up for it yesterday or this morning just because I was like, this is really cool. I mean, I think that a lot of people, if you take skill level and you have
Yep.
novice, intermediate, and advanced,
Yep.
I really feel that AI is going to smush the beginner and intermediate into one level, and it's going to be AI people and people that know AI and already have mad skills type. You know what I mean? Because I just see all this stuff that's coming out. And it's like, dude, it turns the novice into a freaking master. Like, I mean, some of the stuff that people are putting out is gorgeous and just innovative. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think AI tools are really cool, but we also look at funnel editors like ClickFunnels. Love ClickFunnels. Nothing against ClickFunnels. Just the reality of what's out there when it comes to building websites. Here's a banner, here's a template, here's a piece already saved. Like, we already know what works. We have that back end data from years of hundreds of thousands, millions of funnels being split tested and whatnot. But do you think AI is just going to get rid of all of that?
Here's what's going to happen within 2 years from now. You'll come in, you'll have a conversation with a bot. You'll be like, hey, it'll ask you, what's your dream customer? What is your offer? How are you going to do it? What are your blah, blah, blah? What are your fonts? What do you want to do? It will ask you probably like 30 or 40 questions. Yeah. You'll hit enter, and your entire funnel ecosystem will be built out for you. And here's the thing that people don't understand. AI is going to be able to see the data, interpret it on levels that we can't even fathom, extrapolate what the freaking future is going to be using that data, and then change your funnel in real time. You won't even do it. Just think about that. Just from data points alone, AI say you could say like once a week, AI looks at all the past data and then changes your funnel, split test, every headline, everything, all automatic. Yeah. Because it's already, if you go until like the Wix website builder, I don't know if you've seen that video.
Yeah.
It's a basic website, but this is the crappiest it's ever going to be, people. That's what you don't understand. And here's what, touching on what Molly was saying, sales are all formulaic. Everything has a template and a formula and a framework. Just like Russell's always taught about frameworks. The reason why frameworks work is because they work. You know what I mean? Like, duh, it's a way to put something in an organized fashion that's repeatable. And when you're able to look at something and be able to put in a framework, feeding it into the computer is easy. I mean, it's stupidly easy if you really want to think about it. Think about like, I love Jim Edwards to death, but think about his funnel scripts was, it had the sales framework, which we're working. And then he'd knew what questions to be able to get the data to fill it, to give you good copy. It wasn't masterful, but for someone that went from, I know nothing about copy to have that's what people don't understand. You're now going to have people that are going to have zero experience. They're going to jump to almost intermediate level just by understanding how to type a prompt in an AI generator.
Yeah. Wild. So does that then mean we're going to lose funnel builders? We're going to lose the art and the skill of the human mind behind all of that?
My hope is that no, because there's still going to be an understanding and skill level beyond, because like I can go to ChatGPT right now and say, I have an AI funnel agency course, write me a email to promote it, be persuasive, and send them to this URL or whatever. And it will give me a damn good email. But to go in there and be able to understand, okay, instead of just saying that, say, write an allegoric story in the style of blah, 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 using the tonality of so, and then stacking it and being able to really understand, that's going to be the difference. And I think also on the funnel level, but I do think really soon, and I was talking to Ben Mood at ClickFunnels, and he sort of gave me the winky wink, didn't say anything, can't say anything, but he already said that they were looking into stuff, which I would hope so to some degree, which also would understand why maybe they're not putting as much in 2.0, because why would you put a ton of resources into something that's going to be obsolete in a year from now, potentially? I mean, for all you know, that could be going on in the background. They could be beta testing right now. There would be no reason why they can't have a beta test funnel ecosystem maker right now in the because, dude, think about it. It's really not that hard. It's really not that. If I wanted to go drop a couple,
it's just a bigger, more complex framework than what Russell's already teaching.
Right, and understanding that. Okay, like here's how. Okay, looking at it. Okay, when you do a hero page at the very top with a headline and drawing, what do you need to draw attraction? How do the eyes go? How do you want to stack your sizes? But all that's out there to be fed into a computer.
Okay, so if we have the ability to be somewhat artistic with the way that we're engaging with AI, right? To still keep that human essence, that creativity, and that forward movement, right? I'm worried, or help convince me otherwise. We have ChatGPT, which is great at putting things together, but what it's doing is it's taking things that existed in the past and it's rejigged them in a way, and it's all based on probabilities, and then it presents you something. So I don't see it moving forward without the hand of a human, right? Asking the right kinds of prompts, asking the right kinds of questions, etc., etc. But from a design perspective, with like Midjourney, it's still regenerative of pre-existing artistic styles and whatnot. So with funnels, I see it going back and leaning so much on the formulaic. We're already seeing that in people's designs, right? So how can AI help us move forward from a design and creative perspective just as much as yeah. I'll just leave it at that.
I mean, I don't know that, because here's the deal too, okay? If you ask it a question, I ask the question, and we say the same thing to it, it's going to give us a very similar answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Building a funnel is... I keep cutting out. Sorry. If we're building a funnel and we all say the same thing to it, then it's going to give the same output. So I really think that is where the artistry can come into at its best. I mean, it's, there's no brush to be stroked, but being able to stack your words and understand and stuff, sort of like I was saying before, I think that's going to be like, there'll be some people that'll be like, I want to make, I want to sell a book. My book is so-and-so. Give me a sales page and 10 emails and that will be what they put, and it will it'll be good. But then the true artistry will be the person that comes in and is like, okay, our dream customer is this is what keeps them up at night. Here's one of the two main pain points that we want to factor, all that type of stuff. That is what we do as real funnel builders anyway, to research it. And here's the thing too, thinking about things that we do anyway, researching competition. Now that ChatGPT has web access, which is one of the things that we were not supposed to do. We were not supposed to give AI internet access. That was we did. There was like 3 tenets that we set that were like, do not do this because this gives AI the possibility to destroy the world. And we have already
we did them all.
We've done it all already. We were like, don't teach you how to code. It writes code really well now. Don't give it access to the internet. It has access to the internet. Don't teach it to be able to make AI versions of itself. AI is already making AI, so we are screwed. So, but no, I think that it'll be interesting, especially with stuff like, for instance, my buddy Jeff J. Hunter. Do you know Jeff at all? Jeff J. Hunter. He was looking at the new version of ChatGPT that has the image recognition in there.
Yeah.
And he shot a picture of a business card and he's like, can you pull all the information off of it? And it pulled off and stacked it all. And see, that's what he said too. It's like, imagine the possibilities you can do with that type of data to be able to just pictures of everybody's. And now you're like, okay, take all the information, get all their names, make it a spreadsheet, boom, boom, boom. Hey, write an email addressing. There's so much. I mean, think about just engagement with people now. You can stack that. And I mean, just that alone. That's what people do. There's so much potential.
Okay, like you were showing me these like crazy cool glasses now that are hooked up to the internet. Like what? Excuse me? That's a conversation for another day. But like the idea of walking down like the hallway at ClickFunnels and everyone has their names on their badges and you just walk by and collect all that information like a police car with one of those license scanners that it just drives by. Like that's
so those new glasses, when I get them, they're supposed to be here on the 23rd, which sucks because that's the day I leave for freaking high level event. So I'm like, I'm hoping they ship on the 17th, but they say they won't get to me till the 23rd. So maybe they'll get a day earlier or something, because I would just wear those things the entire time and turn them on and stream the entire time that I could. I mean, I think that'd be really cool just because just walk around and be able to see what it's like to be
cool.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool. And I think there'd be a lot of people would be watching it too. You could stream to Twitch as well as maybe, I mean, I don't know. I would think you would. You can stream. It hasn't said what to. Maybe it's only to Facebook because they're with Meta. I don't know. But we'll see. But anyway, I'm excited. And then the thing is too, they attaches to your phone, which now you can shoot images and then talk to ChatGPT from what you're looking at. I mean, like, imagine you could see one of the examples were like plants. It was like, oh, take a picture of a plant. And it's like, well, what's wrong with that? And it's like, well, from what I can tell, it looks like it's deficient in this. I mean, there's so much potential. I mean, so much potential.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious.
True.
Do we see AI as a stepping stone to a better business future with funnels? Or do we see AI as making funnels much more of a commodity, much more easy to access, much more bleh?
I think it'll become more of a commodity. I mean, if you look at ClickFunnels to some degree, because it's drag and drop and templatized so much, there's a lot of it that did that. A lot of it, if you look at they're just different in colors and images, but the same funnel to some degree, which is fine. I mean, that's great. I think if you look at it as a worldview and not as, hey, I build funnels and I'm gonna have to figure out to do something else or be. There we go. Or he'd be that guy that does something else, because I really think that it's going to become very gray in that at that begin, you know, just be, and it's going to work. That's the thing that's good for the, if you look at the world view and not a funnel marketer view, you know, the world, there's going to be people that are now going to be able to have amazing funnels and stuff just because of AI. And here's the thing too. It's like, if you even look at some of the other stuff I've seen attaching to websites and stuff, it's like, the guy's like typing there, I've noticed I've had a slump in sales. And it's like, oh, well, right now you notice that it's winter. And since you're doing snow jackets is your thing, maybe, you know, again, I hate saying it, but this is the worst it's ever going to be. So realize that is cool. That's it. In 2 years, it's going to be so much better.
So
it's
going to be wild.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be like, and I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, look, it's going to be so cool. But it is. It's going to be cool. It's going to be crazy to think that in our lifetime, we're going to have, in 2 years from now, AI is going to be incorporated in everything. When you drive, you're not going to have GPS. You're going to talk to your AI. It's going to do AI. I want some Chinese food tonight. Can you recommend 3 restaurants near me? What is the best one? I want some Kung Pao chicken, AI. Oh, you know what? I would recommend this one. It's about 4.3 miles away. Oh, and there's a wreck on 3rd Street, so I take 7th Street. This is just the beginning, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when the glasses, like the ones that the Ray-Bans, once they start getting it to where the lenses, you're able to get some type of readout, then it's over, because everything will shift to AR. We were talking about that before, but augmented reality, I think augmented reality is going to hit way before the metaverse does. Because as much as I thought metaverse was cool and everybody talked about it, I mean, if you play a game like Fortnite, that's a metaverse, really. A metaverse is just a digital world where avatars or people gather in some form and do something, whatever it is.
Something.
And you shoot each other, dance, whatever, who knows. But there's been metaverses for a while, and unless they can make one centralized that draws everyone to it, it's just not going to be cool enough that it's going to go Ready Player One anytime soon. You know what I mean? But with augmented reality, if they can figure out a way to make it so that glasses are something easy, it's got to be like HoloLens or some type of something, because convenience is the thing with people. The easier you make it, the more people adapt it. Once it becomes mainstream, it just becomes the norm. No matter how crazy it is, it'll become the norm. So once that starts happening and you're walking by people and you're seeing their Facebook profiles popping up next to their heads and you're just able, okay. And then, I mean, think about that, walking down the street in New York and you're like, everybody has a profile above their head, you know, or like we saw in the video, you walk up to a display and there's some watches and you look and all of a sudden the watches appeared on you and it's in 3D. Why? I mean, it's going to be
and the idea of like targeted advertising, like from an advertising perspective, you think of you put out your Facebook ads. I remember the first Facebook ad I ever put out and how incredibly powerful I felt when I could micro target the person literally sitting next to me to the point that the ad would show up on her computer. It was fantastic. But imagine that with augmented reality targeting specifically you. So you and I go walking down, we're going to go get some chicken for dinner or whatever. And we both look at the same billboard and have completely different advertisements being
different
served to us.
Experiences altogether, different experiences. Like yours could be soft and whatever, you know, and mine could be more whatever. But I mean, it could be just first of all, beyond just saying our names, you know what I mean? That's like so superficial. It'd be like Jeff, Molly. But it would have data on us to know how it needs to engage with us, which this is what's really scary when you start thinking about it, because this is when you think of all the manipulation that goes on platforms like Facebook and everything. People don't realize that Facebook, the number one thing they're trying to do is figure out how to keep you on Facebook for as long as possible. And they will feed you dopamine and every other oxytocin, every other thing they could figure out to get you to, I mean, like, what was it? The social, what was that one on Netflix? It was like the social.
The Circle?
No, it was showing like how Facebook was made, and they were showing like the Social Dilemma is what it was called.
Oh yes,
You
yes.
remember that? And there was in the background, it was like overdone. Don't get me wrong, but it was like they were the computer, and it's like, oh, he didn't like that, so show him this image of a puppy because it will. It really is that way to some degree. People don't understand. The algorithm, that's a real thing, and that's why people are like. I saw somebody put this today on Facebook. They're like, how can I make my algorithm so that I don't keep seeing coaching stuff and stuff like that? I mean, quit fucking clicking on it. Oh, sorry, I don't know if I can say that, but but that's the thing. If stuff's popping up in your feed, you clicked on it or typed it or did something at one point to get it in there, and it wasn't just once either, because your feed doesn't become proliferated with the topic for you just like, oh, one time I accidentally clicked it and then now it's in my feed all day long. I don't know. No, come on now. Come on. So anyway, I just thought that was funny today. That was so funny. She put that and I was just like, quit clicking this stuff all the time. Engage with it. That's how this stuff works.
Oh, but aren't our phones listening to us? Isn't that how they know what we want?
I really think they are, because there's been times that I have said stuff that I have not clicked on it. Okay, promise, cross the heart, hope to die. Have not clicked on or typed a message to anyone with that text context in there, but I said something to someone in the room with my phone in there, and then next thing you know, I'm getting service for tractors or some shit, like, I mean, it has happened. So I definitely think that you're listening.
I had a craving for deep fried pickles one day, and I said it to someone out loud, and that was the end of my waistband. It was just deep fried pickle restaurants. It's bad.
And that can't be coincidental. I mean, I think you'd almost be silly to think that it is. You know what I mean?
Well, if we have things like Siri that are constantly a microphone on waiting for a keyword, it means it's listening all the time. So
right. I mean, I have Alexa right there. She's right there.
What if we tell her to do something?
I do. I talk to her all the time. I'll ask her. Whenever I don't know anything, I always ask her. What was I asking today? I forgot what it was. There was something that I was talking to somebody. It was just like, hey. Or math. It's always good. Alexa's always good at math. Be like, hey, what is this number?
Who needs a calculator?
Right. Well, that's the thing too. Think about that's an amazing comparison right there. AI is just the calculator for innumerable tasks.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do long form math and take 6 years to figure out a math problem and forget to carry that one time and totally be wrong. Or you could use a calculator and get it done in 10 seconds. It's the same thing with AI to some degree. When you look at whatever job it is, whether it's writing copy or making funnels or whatever it is, it's just you're learning to use the calculator on the simplest level. I mean,
At its simplest level. But I'm going to break that apart, because the calculator, at least you know what process it went through to understand and come up with that answer. Whereas now we're asking AI such complex questions, and they're black boxes. Like, we have no idea how they're coming up with some of these answers. And I'm saying, like, taking 10 steps away from just like the funnel world of like AI integrated into our health services, for example, figuring out where we're going to put budget money for like huge infrastructure projects based on AI. I'm like, ooh, let's dive into how this works a little bit, because it is the future no matter what. We just have to understand how to do the math so that when we're using the calculator, we're doing something that's correct moving forward, if that makes sense.
100%. I mean, AI definitely can be used for evil. I'm really worried about the upcoming election and how much false propaganda and stuff is going to be put out, because you cannot. There's already been whole articles. There was one that somebody had faked a picture with AI of an explosion on the White House or something, and it was like major presses were running with it. There was like Fox and CNN, everybody's running, bombing, and it was just a fake AI picture, and that's just the beginning. Then you've got deep fakes that are coming. I mean, like that's just ridiculous now. I can go right now and in 15 minutes if there's video out there, pull enough video off the internet, sample their voice enough, and I can make anyone say anything, and you won't be able to tell the difference anymore. A month or two ago, you could still spot. You can't spot it anymore. It in literally 15 minutes. You know, if you know the steps. If not, it takes you an hour.
Yeah.
But still.
Oh no, an hour.
I know. Like, and that's the crazy thing. Like, I was talking to someone else. I'm really thinking that I might do my whole. It will add a lot of work to some degree because I have. And once you get the process down, it'll be quick. But making my whole course with an AI avatar instead of me, my avatar.
Ooh.
That I was really thinking about doing this for AI Funnel Agency Secrets, was taking it because it'd be extra work because there's some editing and stuff, but I could easily do a video of me and then have me scripted out in my voice and then have it all taught AI-ish, we call it, or ish. Well, I like that. We're going to call it AI-ish.
Air.
Really AI, but it's AI-ish. And but have it so at least would be, you know, that would be sort of cool, I think, right?
That would be cool, but it would take away like the character and the essence behind your voice.
No, I don't think it. I think it'd take away the picture of me where it'd be somebody else, be hey, but it'd still be my voice. It'd just be like scripted out. I don't know.
With a cartoon character.
Or I could shoot it and then shoot it live and then just have the AI do my, you know, a transcript of what I did live and then do it that way. So it's as close as you could get. It'd just be reading the script of my transcript when I did it live.
I wonder if you, now I'm just geeking out. I wonder if you could take the videos from the beta of the course, done regular video, and run it through Character Animator, like Adobe Character Animator, and make it your cartoon avatar talking.
You could probably, there's, I think it's called Kyber is what it is, where you can turn yourself into like a robot or something. So I could take like this and it'd be like a robot, be like talking and sit here and stuff. Yeah. And stuff. You could do other skins with it. So I don't know. I just thought something like that would be, because here's the deal too, what people aren't even realizing. Now with, they had Dolly 3 that's come out and its real live images are freaking amazing. They look so real. So what people don't realize, very, very soon, a lot, I mean, I could be wrong on this, but I think that a lot of models are going to be AI generated, like for clothing brands, you know, all that type of stuff. Like, you don't need to worry about them flying in or putting up at a hotel or any of that. And they don't complain if they don't get breaks, you know, they're not going to go on strike, you know.
That's what part of the strike was, or still is with the actors strike, is digitally scanning someone's likeness and then owning it forever. Like, okay. But you mentioned your course. I think the world needs to know more about your course.
Yeah. So it's coaching program, but it's got a course aspect. It's like a hybrid. It's really designed to teach people to launch a AI funnel agency where you're going to be able to, I like the terms create, launch, and grow, because when you launch, you're really in that 0 to your first 10K, and then growing is like really getting your first 5 to 6K regularly, you know, maybe your first 30 or 40 grand even. And then scaling is really getting up to where you're hitting like 6 figures, you know, like there's a difference between each. So like growing is growing, but scaling is when you really take that step out. So it's breaking those processes down for, you know, wherever you're at, whether you're starting at the beginning or maybe you have an agency and you want to be able to get it to where it's doing 6 figures or more. And then it just teaches people how to use AI in multiple different ways, from doing chat bots, which is an amazing new way to get your foot in the door with people because they're really interested in how AI can be incorporated in businesses right now. So that's the cool thing that gets a lot of people in the door right now and is a great chance for people to grow, is businesses want to have AI in their business that don't know how to incorporate it. So this is your chance to be able to be you know, the leader in this, to be able to be the person that shows them how, because there's so much opportunity. I mean, even something as simple as right now, you could set up AI to Gmail every email that comes in, it will scan the email and be able to determine if it's a sales email, if they're, if it's a friend calling, whatever. And because not only can you give it a general idea, but you can even upload samples of what a sales email would look like, that it will scan it to be able to understand and train itself to know whatever the different ones you want. So, and you can then have the bot respond to it. So not only does it realize that, but it's like, oh, this person is trying to pitch us for a JV offer or whatever. It's like, oh, okay. So here's because everybody has a standard sort of reply anyway. So you sort of feed that in there. Now it will customize it to whatever the email is, send it off. Here's a reply. You didn't do anything. AI did it all. And that's this is the very tip of what we can do with this stuff. This is what's scary. I was working, not scary, but really cool. Bot Press has a lot of AI. Why is my internet evil? AI stages. And it's literally, you just go in normal language, go, I wanted to do this, this, and this, and this. Use this variable. If this variable's, and you just tell it what to do, and it does it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I remember 2019 trying to program out chatbots. Oh my goodness, that took way too much money, way too much time. And this sounds way easier.
So for instance, let's just say we have a table of data that we upload.
Yeah.
Because you just upload data and it will scan the data. So this let's say something as simple as we have a bunch of things for sale, coffee or something, there's mochas and everything, the prices, the size, everything in there. The cool thing is now you just can put the AI node in there for the bot, and then they can just go in and the person could be like, show me all the drinks that are less than $3.50. And it will just go and find all the data and bring it and sort it and put it in a freaking nice little carousel for you and everything. I mean, it's wild. It's wild. And you can API call so much stuff now. So you can go and get information and then bring that in and use it. So for Airbnbs, you could literally talk to it and tell it everything that you want, and it would go out, pull all the information, bring it back to you. Think about planning trips and stuff. Hey, I'm going to Dallas on the weekend of blah, blah, blah. Find me the best rates. What else is going on during that time? Oh yeah, book it. It's it's about to get crazy.
Whoa. Okay, so side tangent. I used to work in the travel industry, and it was ridiculous how everything was advancing really, really quickly in terms of technology, dealing with international clients and hotel brands and blah, 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 whatever. But the one thing that never changed since 1984 was the computer booking systems. There's still globally only 3 of them. And they are so backdated. The possibilities of AI.
So High Level just released their conversational AI bot. And I spent 4 or 5 hours playing with it the other day. And it's not perfect by any means, but I've got it to where now it will engage and ask questions about, pre-qualifying questions and stuff like that. And then determine if you're a good fit and book an appointment for you. You'll literally be able to go out and pull the data, and you can be like, hey, when do you want your appointment? And be like, Thursday. And it will go, okay, here's the times according to this calendar they're available, and book it. And then the cool thing is the only problem with the bot right now is it cuts off once the appointment's booked. But the cool thing is in High Level, you can just make a workflow that once an appointment's booked, the emails and SMS, everything takes over anyway, or even ChatGPT stuff. But I was even messing with it. It first engaged in, I was like, okay, first ask the name, it will tell a little bit about, because we're not doing a lot, but we're testing. We're about to run 3K worth of ads directly to this bot for a AI business audit. Because one of the cool things right now is, again, people want it, but they don't know how. So, hey, if you'd like to learn how to get AI into your business, we're going to do a free business audit. Click here, and then it takes you to a chat bot. And if you ask about the business audit, it'll explain it, but it always keeps going back to these questions. Okay, what is your name? What is your email? What's your phone number? Please tell me a little bit about your business. What do you think is the number one bottleneck in your business right now? And then it's also, let's see, the next one was, what is your goal revenue for the month? What would you like your revenue to be? And then I try and always sneak in as nice as I can, but finding out how much money they're making. I mean, like, it's always good. So one of the reasons why I led off first is, what is your goal? Because then it softens me asking them what they're actually making next. And that was the next question, because that's the whole point of questions, people. If you're asking questions and you're not using that data for something, you're wasting valuable resource. So I always ask that last one. Usually another one I always ask too is like, when do they want to get started? Because there's people that are like, there's always people testing and, I'm just looking around and stuff. Like, no, I need somebody that's like looking to get started now or very soon at least. But anyway, so it asks all these questions, and then once it determines that you're a good fit, which really the only one that really matters is the price for these questions. Because, to be able to afford our services as a funnel agency, our lowest thing is like $10K. So if you don't even have like 10 to 15K in your budget, we really can't help you. Yeah. So it will recognize that. If they qualify, then we'll move them to booking. And then it's really, I tried messing it up too. I was like, how far is it to the moon? And it's like, sorry, I don't know that. Could you tell me your email? It's not perfect yet, but it's getting really close.
That's pretty freaking cool.
But yeah, the fact that it can now go, and you can't throw it off as much. So you can ask questions and it'll just get right back, which, I mean, that's really what we'll find out. Like I said, we're not going to throw a lot at it. We're going to throw like $3,000 worth at it and see what type of engagement we get to. Because here's the cool thing too, in the high level one, every time the bot responds, there's a thumbs up and thumbs down, and you can pick like how you like the response. And if you thumbs down it, the response pops up, and you can literally change the response to exactly what you want it to be, and the bot learns from that. Ooh. So it could answer, for instance, one of the things when I was first training it, it started asking all the questions at once. It's like, okay, I got a question for it. It's like 37 questions, not 7, but it's like 7 questions would be like name, email. I was like, no, delete it all, started with name. And it, with just that one change in it, recognized that I wanted each question separately from that point on, and never did it again like that. But that's part of it, though, is you have to go in and train the bot, and just little things too, like the order of the questions matter and stuff, which I didn't realize at first and stuff. But it's really exciting. I mean, I think customer service, when it comes to AI and chatbots and stuff, is really where it's going to be. Because like, I don't need to talk to a freaking person, not for customer service. I mean, I just don't. Who wants to talk to a person? Like, let me take this back. As long as the AI or bot or whatever I'm talking to is smart enough to, I hate it when you're talking and it's like, give me the last 4, and I'm like 732, and it's like, so is that 864? I'm like, I'm not speaking Chinese here, people, or but when it works well, I think that there's a lot of instances that customer service wise, like for instance, especially for what I do and stuff with info products. Being able to find certain links or information, or how do I change my password, or how do I using funnels and stuff, even like how do I tutor bots, like for instance, like if I'm hooking it up and they're going through my program and they're having trouble with funnels, you could ask it a question funnels, and then the information and stuff I plugged into it from my program will teach you what you would have learned from my program right then, for that particular question. So I don't know. There's it's really so many options right now. It's crazy. It's both great and scary, because I'm not sure what direction I need to go in to be able to be successful, and I don't want to pick the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Like,
I know that feeling.
I want to go in what I know with marketing and funnel agencies and stuff, but like a year from now, or it will be completely different. So that, I don't know. I just need to stay on top of it, I guess.
Well, what I like about your program is that not only do you get the course itself,
right,
awesome learning, but you also get regular coaching with you where you're
Right.
not necessarily talking about the content of the course. You're taking it to the next level. You're showing us the next tools, how we're using them, how we can implement them in our own businesses. I think it's how you're going to stay ahead of the game, and how we as students in your program are going to be able to do that too.
Right. Well, that was my thought behind it. Every third week, there's 2 different coaching sets. And that's why I want to do a hybrid too, because I like having a course that people can get their teeth in, something they can do. You know what I mean? But the problem with courses, a lot of people don't take action on it. You know what I mean? So I wanted something that was more coaching and that also could stay up to date with everything as stuff is coming out and be constantly up to date. So there's 2 different coaching times. There's Thursday, and this could change depending on what the students want and stuff. But as of right now, it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then every Tuesday, there's a topic that covers the entire month. So this month coming up is chatbots. So the first week, we show you how we're using it in our system. So the coaching is showing, the first week is actually showing you the overall the chatbots. So how they work, how to build them, all that type of stuff is the first week. Second week is how we're using it in all of our systems, so you can see behind the curtain. Third week is I'm going to pull at least 1, maybe 2 people from the program themselves, and then show how we can add chatbots to what they're doing, so you can see it actually be added to an ecosystem live. And then the fourth week is like Q&A and implementation to make sure everybody understands everything. And then on Thursdays, every week it's a different topic. Monday or week 1 is funnels. Week 2 is follow-up AI and workflows. Week 3 is I can't think all of a sudden. I just went blank. Week 4 is agency and business, and week 5 is what is week 5 or week 3? I can't think all of a sudden.
I'm blanking as well, and I made all the graphics.
I gotta look. For some reason, I just can't think. It's follow-up is week 2. And funnels, and then systems,
agency and business,
systems and sales, and that's super important too. That was the reason why I even made its own week, because when people are doing agency work, that's one of the biggest things problems people have is they might make those first couple sales and then they move into delivery mode. This is one of the biggest problems I have. And then if you don't have systems and sales structures in place, when you move in delivery mode, sales now drop off. And without sales, there is no business. Like, people aren't like, you need business. Sales run the business. Marketing, money runs the business, So that was one of the things that's really important. Why I devoted a whole week to that is because the systems to be able to really scale and grow your business are super important, as well as the sales cycle itself, no matter what your product is super important. And that's something that people need to be able to look at, be able to break down, systematize, and add like a framework like we talked about before, and then be able to replicate it so that way they're able to grow. That's also one of the things too. So often when people are doing sales and stuff like that, initially, I tell people when they're first starting out with their program, they need to get their first like 10 sales themselves. Like, you really need to be able to do it organically, be able to talk to people, find out where their pain points are. It just helps you know your marketing message so much better than when people just come out and they're automatically running ads and stuff and trying to do it that way. I don't find that works as well. That's way off of AI. But anyway, that's the program and how we're coaching as far as that goes. So those are the 2 weeks, or Thursdays and Tuesdays, as well as I've got people that are coming in. I know a lot of people in the AI industry that are experts that are going to be coming in. They're going to be doing coaching. I'm going to have an accountability coach. It's going to be keeping track of everybody, because that's one of the biggest things. People set goals, but then there's no follow-up on it. But if you have somebody that's following you up, making sure that you've got all the support that you need to be able to get it done, it's a lot easier. Right? So, and then you get, if you want, then there's also, when you join the coaching program, as long as you're in it, you get access for 6 months of funnel agency software, which is my white label version of High Level. So there we go. But yeah, the AI coaching, I think, is going to be really the thing that's going to be able to keep people ahead, because every month I'm going to be coming with whatever the newest stuff. That's at least what my goal is, to go out and be always finding what is the best tools, because that's all it really is tools. What are the best tools to give you the best advantage so you can stay ahead of the game.
I love it. So you're creating this beautiful atmosphere ecosystem for us to grow and learn these tools. Well, you go off, figure out the new stuff,
Right.
take away all the crap and
Right.
serve us up the gold and how we can implement it, how it actually works. You test it out, you figure out the experts. I love this.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, I mean, it's going to be amazing. Did you know it would do that? What did you do? No,
I think
what did you do? You did something. No, you did something. I don't think that was it. I don't know. That's so funny.
I know this one works.
Yeah, that's great. But that's still, you did a jazz hand or something. I don't know. Now you there. You got that's party. That's still not the same one. That's just not. I don't know. Maybe it's not recognizing me. Too funny. So, but that is the AI funnel agency, and yeah, there you go.
I think that's pretty fun. I think that's
I
pretty
appreciate
exciting. When is it starting?
It's going to be starting. It goes live on Monday. The course goes live, and then the first coaching will be Tuesday, and then Thursday. So, and we'll talk and see. Well, as a student, see what times are best. Try and make sure. But right now, it's 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So
Fantastic. So those of you at home, links down below.
Please, yeah, check it out. Check it out.
Go check it out, and then like follow through with the
Sign up.
order form.
Yes,
all the way through.
Don't just look at it. Don't just look at it. Take action. I'm gonna be like Myron Golden. I'm gonna tell you a story about a little bird falling out of a tree and needing to fly. And this is your chance to be able to fly. You gotta fly, little birdie. Fly and be on your own. And this is your chance to be able to break away. So fly, little birdie.
And then I'll tell you a story about how I went to the driving range and my wife wasn't there. And then this guy said, "Whoa, you must get a lot of permission from your wife." And I looked at him and I said, "We don't do permission in my family."
Exactly.
And then give yourself permission to buy it, because for the low cost of whatever it is, go to the website, go check it out. It is significantly less than the cost of missing out on this opportunity.
Exactly.
All right, my friends, go check it out. I'm going to hang out with the funnel doc later, and you guys go have a great Friday night, because
thanks, appreciate it.
That's what I got to say. Hold on. I have an outro.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Jeff, say whatever you want to say to close out the show.
Peace.
All right. Okay.
Funnel doc out.
I will always say thank you guys for joining us. I know your time is precious. You could spend it anywhere else, but you spent it with us. Fantastic. I will see you again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. You're not going to want to miss this. I'm probably going to cry. So join me next week. There's my hook for you. And I will see you again in our next time. Remember, I love you. Be excellent to each other.